Ever found yourself in a tight spot, needing cash urgently, and wondering how fast you could actually get your hands on it? We've all been there, right? Maybe it's an unexpected bill, a car repair, or just needing to grab groceries before payday. In today's fast-paced world, waiting days for a paycheck to clear can feel like an eternity. That's why services like Payactiv have become so popular, offering access to earned wages before the traditional payday. But the big question is, how quickly can you actually receive your funds with Payactiv? That's exactly what we're diving into today. Now, before we get into the specifics of Payactiv's transfer times, let's quickly recap what Payactiv is for those who might be unfamiliar. Payactiv is a financial wellness platform that partners with employers to provide employees with access to a portion of their earned wages before their scheduled payday. Think of it as bridging the gap between paychecks. Instead of waiting 2 weeks or even a month, you can access a portion of the money you've already earned, giving you more control over your finances. This can be incredibly helpful for managing unexpected expenses, avoiding late fees, or simply having more flexibility with your budget. So, how does it work? Typically, your employer integrates Payactiv into their payroll system. This allows Payactiv to track your earned wages in real time. You then access these earned wages through the Payactiv app or website. You can then choose how much of your earned wages you want to access within certain limits set by your employer. This amount is then transferred to you through various methods, which we'll discuss in detail shortly. Now, we're at the heart of the matter, the speed of these transfers. This is where things get interesting because the speed at which you receive your funds with Payactiv depends on a few key factors. The primary factor is the transfer method you choose. Payactiv offers several options, each with its own processing time. Let's break down the most common transfer methods and their associated timelines. Instant transfers to a debit card. This is often the fastest option. If you choose to transfer your earned wages to a debit card linked to your Payactiv account, the transfer can often happen within minutes, sometimes even seconds. This is a huge advantage for those who need immediate access to their funds. Imagine needing to fill up your gas tank or grab a prescription. An instant transfer can be a lifesaver. However, it's important to note that some banks or card issuers may have their own processing times, which could slightly delay the transfer. But in most cases, this is the quickest way to get your money. Transfers to a bank account. Transferring funds to a traditional bank account is another common option. However, this method typically takes longer than an instant transfer. You can generally expect these transfers to take 1 to 3 business days to process. This is similar to a standard electronic transfer between bank accounts. While not as fast as an instant transfer, it's still a convenient option for those who don't need the money immediately. If you're planning for a future expense or simply want to consolidate your funds in your main bank account, this method works well. Transfers to a Payactiv card. Payactiv also offers its own prepaid debit card. If you choose this option, the transfer time is usually very quick, often similar to an instant transfer to a linked debit card. This can be a good option if you don't have a traditional bank account or prefer to keep your Payactiv funds separate. The Payactiv card can be used for purchases anywhere Visa is accepted, as well as for ATM withdrawals. Now, let's talk about some other factors that can influence transfer times. While the transfer method is the primary determinant, there are a few other things to keep in mind. Time of day and day of the week. Transfers initiated late in the day on weekends or during bank holidays may experience slight delays. This is because banks and payment processors typically have cutoff times for processing transactions. If you initiate a transfer after the cutoff time, it will likely be processed the next business day. Your employer's payroll schedule. While Payactiv offers access to earned wages, the availability of these wages is still tied to your employer's payroll system. There might be specific times within the pay cycle when access is updated, so it's best to check with your employer or Payactiv for any specific scheduling information. Potential holds or verification. In rare cases, Payactiv may need to place a temporary hold on a transfer for verification purposes. This is usually done to prevent fraud or ensure the security of your funds. If this happens, Payactiv will typically contact you to resolve the issue quickly. So, to summarize the key takeaway regarding transfer speeds, instant transfers to a debit card or Payactiv card are generally the fastest, often happening within minutes. Transfers to a bank account typically take 1 to 3 business days. Now, you might be wondering, why wouldn't I always choose the instant transfer option? Well, there might be associated fees with certain transfer methods, particularly instant transfers. While some employers may cover these fees as part of their employee benefits package, others may not. It's crucial to check with your employer and review Payactiv's fee schedule to understand any potential costs associated with each transfer method. This will help you make the most informed decision based on your individual needs and financial situation. It's also important to remember that Payactiv is designed to be a responsible financial tool. It's not intended to be used as a payday loan or a substitute for proper budgeting. It's best used for managing unexpected expenses, bridging short-term financial gaps, and improving overall financial wellness. Using it responsibly can help you avoid costly overdraft fees, late payment penalties, and the stress of financial emergencies. To further illustrate the speed of Payactiv transfers, let's consider a quick example. Imagine you're at the grocery store and realize you're short on cash. With Payactiv, you could initiate an instant transfer to your linked debit card right there in the checkout line and complete your purchase without any hassle. This kind of immediate access to funds can be incredibly empowering and can prevent embarrassing or stressful situations. In contrast, if you relied solely on your traditional payday, you might have to put back some of your groceries, wait until your paycheck clears, and then make a second trip to the store. This highlights the convenience and speed that Payactiv offers, especially in time-sensitive situations. So, to bring it all together, Payactiv offers a valuable service by providing access to earned wages before payday. The speed at which you receive your funds depends primarily on the transfer method you choose. Instant transfers to a debit card or Payactiv card are generally the fastest, while transfers to a bank account take longer. It's important to consider factors like transfer fees, time of day, and your employer's payroll schedule. By understanding these factors, you can effectively use Payactiv to manage your finances and access your money when you need it most. With that said,